Tonight on The Roast, a South Australian farmer circumvents the law on raw milk, steroid use is on the rise, and an Islamic bookshop in Sydney is accused of encouraging young men to fight in Syria. The only thing my bookshop ever encouraged me to do is come to a Kylie Pong book signing. I didn't go. Queensland syringe exchange programs say they're seeing a dramatic increase in the number of clients using illegal steroids, to the point where many clinics are now overrun with muscly young men. So if you're looking to meet fit guys this weekend, why not get dressed up and start looking for love in your local needle clinic? I'll tell you why not. It's a terrible idea. Now, the situation is so bad that clinics are reporting more clients are shooting up on steroids than on heroin or amphetamines. And you gotta feel bad for those heroin junkies shooting up right next to gym junkies, because gym junkies never have trouble finding a vein. And as for those steroid users, well, they're likely to experience serious side effects such as
acne, testicular shrinkage and hair loss.
So while acne and hair loss would be like experiencing puberty and middle age at the same time, at least the testicle shrinkage would help you fit into those tiny pants. But with so many side effects, why would anyone want to use these drugs?
You could probably gain a year's worth of muscle in 2 months.
2 months? My God, I'll never have to exercise again. I can't believe that's all I have to do.
You spend 6 hours in a gym every week.
Oh, 6 hours? Gym? Spend? Forget it. So this trend's becoming a huge problem, especially since
a lot of steroid users don't see themselves as injecting drug users.
And one of those people in denial is our own Clark Richards, who joins us now from a needle clinic on the Gold Coast. Clark, do you have a problem?
Tom, I come to the needle clinic every day and it's filled with these emaciated guys who are constantly scratching themselves and falling asleep in the corner. It's pathetic. And it really makes you realise how important it is to take care of yourself, like I do.
But you're at the clinic to use anabolic steroids.
Exactly. While these people are killing themselves with heroin. It's so sad. Every morning I come in here and it's the same people. And then when I come back at night, they're still here and all they've done is waste time. Meanwhile, I've been busy at the gym, haven't I? Yeah, lifting a heavy thing, putting a heavy thing down. Lifting a heavy thing and putting it down again. You know, just taking care of myself.
You still are using illegal drugs.
I'm dominating illegal drugs, little man. Look at me. I'm in peak physical condition.
No, Clark, what you're doing is dangerous. There are serious side effects like liver damage.
My liver looks fine from here, Tom.
Or jaundice?
Oh, a nice yellow glow would mean I wouldn't have to spend so much money on spray tans.
All right, what about infertility or increased libido?
More ladies, less child support.
Okay, what about the fact that it's a crime?
To have biceps is defined. I know it is, Tom.
Oh, Clark, don't. It's distracting.
I can stop any time I want.
It's just sad. And in addition to the increase of steroids being used in needle exchanges, the Australian Crime Commission has found that detection and seizure levels for performance and image-enhancing drugs by customs at our border is at a record high. So with use on the rise and more drugs coming in, how do we stem the tide of illegal steroids? Health reporter Nick Richardson thinks education is the answer, and he filed this report.
Illegal steroids, the silent scourge of our community, and users are getting younger, with Australian Medical Association President Steve Hambleton saying people as young as 13 or 14 are starting to use steroids at school. That's right, children on the playground swapping LCMs for roids. Then you've got idiots like this guy, whose eyelids have so many muscles they can't even see they're drug addicts.
Hey?
Hey, Herbert. And so what's the answer? Education. We as a society need to know more about the dangers of steroids, and not just for users, but also you. It's scary enough being mugged by a regular drug user. Now imagine that drug user is 6'4" and built like a shithouse. A brick shithouse. I don't know about you, but I just weed a little. And for the body-obsessed gym junkie, they need to be taught that if someone comes up to you in a change room and says,
"Hey, you want to do steroids?"
it's okay to just say no. No. Nick Richardson, Gym Change Room, Gold Coast.
Well, moving along now, and a bookshop in Western Sydney is allegedly encouraging young Muslims to fight in the Syrian conflict.
Since it opened just over 1 year ago, the Rasalla bookstore has gained a reputation as a centre of Islamic extremism.
And whilst I'm against any form of extremism, I am for the fight against Syrian President al-Assad. Oh, I hate al-Assad. I mean, the guy's a terrible, murderous dictator. I say that all the time. I even made a t-shirt. It's kind of my catchphrase. And the New South Wales Police Counter-Terrorism Unit has been monitoring both the bookstore and a number of the sheikhs who lecture there. Men like Sheikh Abu Sulaiman, who last year delivered a sermon in the bookstore encouraging young men to fight in Syria.
For us to support them with our wealth and with our blood.
Now, whether you approve or disapprove of what's being said, I think we can all agree that's too loud for a bookshop. And the most famous of these sheikhs is Abu Sahib,
a former baggage handler for Qantas, trained at a military camp in Afghanistan, and a confidant of Osama bin Laden.
A Qantas baggage handler who knew bin Laden, he could have helped us find him and my missing luggage. So for more on this supposedly radical bookshop, let's cross now to reporter and local bookstore owner, Mark Humphries. Mark.
All bookstores are radical, Tom.
Ah, that's the spirit.
Look, if it's true that they're encouraging people to go and fight overseas, that's awful. But on the other hand, I have heard of their bookstore. You see, no one's coming here to the bookmark, it's deserted. Fascinated by their business model.
Oh yeah, how so?
Well, a bookshop alone can't survive in our current times. The internet's killing us. You need a novelty, an edge. And let me tell you, I've tried everything. Poetry recitals, open mic nights, open mark nights.
What's that?
This is me, a microphone, and 6 hours of truth. I just weren't ready for my truth. Whereas these guys seem to have cottoned on to something. Sure, not everyone's going there to buy a book, but have you seen those crowds?
Okay, but Mark, surely you're not advocating turning the bookmark into a hub of radical activity?
It already is, Tom.
Okay, but Mark, if the allegations are true, then they're encouraging people to break the law because it is illegal to go and fight in a foreign conflict.
And bad business. If they are encouraging people to go fight overseas, there's a chance those customers won't return. Wars are dangerous places, Tom. Believe me, I've read about them. At the bookmark, open from 9 till 5.
Turning to our last story, and a South Australian farmer has been threatened with legal action for distributing raw milk through a unique cow share scheme. Now, raw or unpasteurised milk is not allowed to be sold for human consumption in South Australia due to the fact that it contains potentially harmful bacteria and probably cow hair or something. Now, to get around this, dairy farmer Mark Tyler sold people shares in his cows, exploiting a legal loophole that allows people to drink raw milk produced by their own cows. So as shareholders, these people effectively own that cow and effectively have license to scull. And I have to say, I wish I knew you only had to own shares in a cow before I went out and bought Betsy. Yeah, that's right. Betsy tops up my Cocoa Pops every morning. It's just like a chocolate milkshake, only clumpy. And there are around 600 people who own shares in Mark Tyler's cow stock market. And at $27.50 a share, it's thriving. So let's cross now to Dave Ferrier with the Farmers Market Update.
Thanks, Tom. The Dow is up, gold is up, and Daisy is down by the stream. Back to you.
And despite being served with a compliance order from Biosecurity South Australia and the police, Mark Tyler maintains he's going to continue to fight the ban on the sale of raw milk. Agricultural expert Rachel Corbett joins us now. Rachel, your thoughts? Your thoughts on milk?
Tom, people selling raw milk is nothing new, but selling shares in your raw milk supplies, this guy is a genius and he's going to be a millionaire. He's the reason I was inspired to start my own dairy farm.
Oh, right. Where are your cows?
Right here, Tom. I've just had my first child, and with the baby bonus drying up, I've got to make some sweet dimes somehow.
So hang on, you're selling shares in your own breast milk? It's kind of gross.
Tom, we're the only species that drinks milk from another species, and the more you think about that, the more you realise that's kind of gross too.
Yes, but no one's going to drink breast milk.
They said that about coconut water, Tom, and now those coconuts are laughing all the way to the bank. Plus, I'm a healthy woman, I eat right, I watch my weight. Consumers can be confident knowing that this sweet light white is going to be organic, free range and environmentally friendly.
Well, sure, but who's going to want to drink it?
You'd be surprised, Tom. I already supply the entire roast office. Yep, these bad girls are filled with creamy liquid gold. I'm my own cash cow now.
All right, thanks, Rach. Where is she hiding those bells? Hey, we all have them. Hey, good night.